Yo, this your boy Guelly, and welcome to part 2 of episode 3.
Yo, this your boy Miguel Hampton, aka Guelly.
This is Demond, aka Demond Does.
What's up, everybody? My name is Damon.
Tranere in the building.
Welcome to Common Conversations with the Odd Fellas.
Start it up.
No topic is off the table.
Superman don't go nowhere without his cape.
We came together to cry, laugh, agree, and to disagree. So let's go.
The better, man.
100%.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Good. See, so tell us about the good stories, the fun stories, the things that y'all are doing different out here in the world. I know we're a lot of us are stuck in our households with friends and family. What are you doing to kind of bond and build bonds and do new things? Do new things. It should be a fun time to create.
What new things have you guys done?
Bruh, you want
What's your favorite? Okay, what new thing? What has been the new thing that has been your favorite? Like what's been the best experience? Which thing brought you the most joy?
Really, I'm kind of enjoying hanging out with the wife and the kid. Like real talk, like I'm always on this hustle and bustle. Like we bought this building last year, which is crazy because in my head I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Things are crazy. Like, I got to figure out how to manage cash flow as an entrepreneur so that we can maintain the things that we've started building.
Right.
Definitely in my business because we took the hit last year not knowing what it was. Right. And so we're just rolling in. So I was fighting that at first. I'm out here in the streets calling people, trying to hustle. And then it's something, it took Tia getting, I think, the flu earlier on this year. And, I had to pause for a minute and be like, all right, let's kick it. And so, they love watching television. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of dope to just really marinate on the couch with them and watch TV. Like, it's like we're watching Arrow. We watch, man, what else? We've watched. Tia loves documentaries. So, that's
I want you to touch on this because Tia says that you guys cleaned your neighbor's fence. So I'll touch on something that I did and I normally don't do, but and then we'll come back to this clean the fence. Definitely. Okay. So one thing that I'm naturally a private person, don't like to, get too deep and share too much and things like that. I do love people. I like to keep my personal business private. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I on Facebook the other night I saw a post from a friend that I went to college with, and she put all of her or a few of her I loves on Facebook. And so in this time, I think we have to be intentional, right? About the bond with people. We have to be intentional about staying connected with our people. And so I thought that was a pretty cool post. So I took that post and copied it and then put the things that I love out so people can just know a little bit more about me. I normally would not do those types of things, but I put a bunch, and then kind of once I got started, I couldn't stop. But
that's because you brilliant, bro. You need to quit hiding the brilliance. Let me tell you real quick. I'm gonna get to the weeds, but Tranere is a G, man. Like, this dude be spitting hella knowledge. Every time we get together, he got like mad wisdom to part. And as much as he's telling me or other people that, yo, you need to get out there, you need to do more, you need to get out there, you need to do more. He's a hell of a cheerleader, but bruh, like, he need to be out there. He need to do more. Right. So, like, the fact that we doing this podcast, shout out to Tranere. You know what I mean?
Right.
We working on the other project, and I promise tonight I'm gonna get some stuff uploaded so we can get that launched. So shout out to Tranere.
You can go ahead and give a little give a little synopsis. Tell them what the project is. You gotta, we've got people listening. You got ears. Go Tranere. No, don't shake your head, boy.
Okay.
You tell it. It's your project, man. Tell it.
Wow. So Miguel and I created a project called Love and Soul, and it's basically we wanted to interview local black married couples and really get the perspective of what it really is.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Versus what people think it is.
Right.
People think that it's all sunshines and rainbows and everything's supposed to go according to plan. And I remember talking to a married couple years ago. They actually are one of the couples we interview, but I was having a conversation with them a couple of years ago, and they was just talking about leadership in marriage.
Yeah.
Right. And then our conversation flipped to part of that leadership is we was talking about abuse in marriage.
Yeah.
And she was talking about there's financial abuse. There's not just physical and emotional and mental abuse. There's financial abuse in marriage. And I was like, wow, I had never heard that before. Wow. So that threw me off. So again, we wanted to touch on what it really is versus what people think it is, and do it locally with married couples. And so, of course, I knew Miguel was the man and the man to call and get it rocking and rolling. And thankfully, graciously, he said yes.
I mean, it's, I'm all about whatever. Like, man said create, I'm like, let's go, right? We was built to do that. But I mean, the story about marriage, and we've been married for 17 years. I think we're approaching 18. We've been together like 20 some years. And so, I mean, marriage is intentional. And so when Tranere brought the project, I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this thing, right? Because so many people, first of all, I'm one of those people who never wanted to get married, right? I didn't value the whole concept of marriage. I still have conflicts with institutional marriage as we teach it, or as we share it with people. But I do believe in a forever bond. And I do believe in a relationships that both evolve, and can dissolve. But I believe everything that we do has to be intentional, kind of like we was talking about earlier. So when I look at my wife, when I looked at her as a girlfriend, a fiance, at one point in time, it was like we were never really talking about getting married. It was just enjoying the relationship. And then at one point in time, I said, I don't ever see myself with anybody else. Right. And, when we get into, and just to kind of, when we get into topics, some of the things that we definitely cover with the other married couples is that there's these things that people create called deal breakers. Right. And, excuse what I'm about to say, that's some bullshit. Right? Like, we shouldn't be going into a marriage talking about there's a deal breaker. Right. We shouldn't be going into a relationship talking about there's a deal breaker. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where relationships have to part. But I also believe that you have to go into it understanding that we're all human. Right. And no one is perfect. Right. And we're all going to sin. We're all going to do something that is going to break an expectation or challenge trust. Right. And so I love this project because it gives us an opportunity to really talk about that, right. And from all aspects of it. Right. And so as we roll this out, I think it's going to be really cool to hear from regular people. Right. Right. And I think that's really the key is that we tap in all the time and we see celebrities. Right. We want to follow the celebrity. We want to hear their story. How'd you get rich? You grew up poor, But I think it's cool to hear what regular people go through. That's
interesting you say that, too, because one of the things that he had to constantly remind me of was that the people we were interviewing were people that were not used to being on camera.
Yes. Yeah.
And so sometimes you might have to pull things out of people with the questioning.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're not used to being on screen and, of course, sharing details of their marriage. And so that was pretty dope and pretty cool, and everybody handled it well. Shout out to all the people. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm not going to name them until we make a drop or something, but y'all know who y'all are, and thank you so much.
Yeah. So, and we're not done yet. So once we drop these first ones, we're going to start recording more, and we're looking for more couples who got really cool, unique stories, whether it's short or long time in terms of your marriage, and willing to share. And that's an important part. Damon and
Krista.
What up, though?
Hey.
But back to the weeds. I'm going to jump back. So I'm going to be honest. I ain't do no yarding. So I suck when it comes to cutting grass, raking leaves. Like, I can do the damn thing, but my wife know if I go out there and cut the grass, I'm probably going to cut a Superman emblem in the yard, and there's going to be like a patch of weeds that was still there because it's artistic. But, we have allowed, and I love my neighbors, Bobby Joe, what up, Doc?
Bobby Joe,
they
what
have
up?
allowed us to allow our yard to run rampant, and they haven't called the people on this. Right. Thank you very much. So the wife and decided that she was in this time was like, I'm gonna go out here and fix it. So she went out and pulled off all the weeds off our side, and then went over to the neighbors and pulled off the weeds on their side.
Nice.
Because technically they were our weeds.
Right.
So,
Right. Well,
you know,
that's fair.
she out there doing the thing. And she also put on here, I needed to be real clear that she had the flu, not the corona. She had the flu, not that other thing. So, and she's much better now. So, which is super cool. That makes me smile.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so you got to get out there and we got to do new things and have new fun and we got to create. I totally want to create a short film and I'm trying to figure out how to do that during this time, which might be me recording myself doing silliness.
I've got. Speaking of which, I got a friend of mine. He's in the middle of a project now. Shout out to Christopher Smith.
Chris?
He is in a. They're doing a Star Wars. They're doing a remote Star Wars scene.
Wow.
So he's playing Darth Vader. I'll have to show you guys afterwards. He's playing Darth Vader, and he's filming Darth Vader's scene. And they're dressed up in costume, but it has to be look as ridiculous as possible. So, you know, like he's got instead of the respirator, he's got a spatula in front of his face that he's breathing through, and he's got this black. It looks great. So
Right.
he only showed me a rough cut. So, but that's an idea. Right. Maybe you can film yourself in doing like a one man.
I got lightsabers. Matter of fact, I got an AR-15. It's a BB gun. If I take it apart, I can make it look like Han Solo's gun.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And it's electronic, so I'm sure I could patch the battery back through to make it. Oh, don't give me. I'll take some shit apart. Let's go.
Hey now.
That might be. Yeah.
So,
that sounds like fun. Chris? So when Chris is done with this and he edit, you got to share it so we can bring this back.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it'd be I'm really excited for him. He just showed me his part. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to see the whole thing until it's all done, but he showed me his part.
Shout out to
it's
Chris.
Gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna be excited to see. I mean, because I'm sure a bunch of people are creating out there in the world, so I'm gonna be excited to see what this downtime. Let's not even call it downtime.
This is opportunity time.
This is a
creative
Yes.
opportunity. You can make a hard reset right now.
Recalibrate.
F5, baby, F5. Hard reset, F5 Enterprises. That's what we do. Go ahead. My bad.
But a hard reset, like this, the first thing I thought about, I honestly didn't panic for a little while because I was like, oh, I've been working since I haven't had a vacation, like a real vacation since I got married almost 9 years ago.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone out of town. We've done anime conventions and stuff. I work all the time.
Yeah, man.
And so, and I've never had another project to do anyway, so it didn't really bother me. So when I got laid off, basically, or furloughed or whatever the actual term is, I'm not working. I had already bought this, so shout out to Roadmaster again, Roadmaster Pro.
Whatever, they didn't give you that shit. No shout out here. Give us some money.
Right.
Welcome to the
that's
podcast.
good. I bought it. I bought it. If you're gonna buy one, buy it through me. We'll figure out how to sell it.
No, we already figured that part out. We got that. Let's go. Y'all can buy it from us. We're gonna make it happen.
We'll figure it out.
Now, Roadcaster, you can call us and we got a website for you. You can set it up on there. Let's go.
Dun. So anyway, so now I have more opportunity to do interviews, and I've done a few interviews like as a guest. Now I have some more interviews to record for the show, and a lot of people are home. So I'll make the pitch again. If you have an interesting story or an interesting passion, everybody does. Because if nothing else, it'll be interesting to me because I know nothing about it. Right. But if you have something that you're passionate about, that you love to do, that maybe you don't even get paid for, but if you do, that's even cooler.
Right.
Let me know. I want to talk to you about it. Let me know what it is, and I want to talk to you about it because I think this is gonna be fun, and people need to hear these things. Right. I believe if America was ever gonna really work, it has to be the small businesses leading the way. If we can start doing business with each other and not have to work and not have to depend on big business, we can take the power back.
Free game.
Let's go.
He just gave you free game right there.
Break it down.
I hope y'all taking notes on that one right there. He just said something.
What'd he say?
He just said that small businesses doing business with each other.
Yes.
And keeping it going and growing.
Yes.
That's free game.
This growth has got to be intentional.
Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to go to Walmart.
Nah, not at all.
But
Walmart, we know traditionally, if you study it, Walmart has put out a lot of small businesses out of business.
Right.
Definitely in small America. We live in small America, right? Small town USA.
Right.
Walmart is not always a good friend.
Right,
absolutely. Or a good steward. And so, even during this time.
And then remember, that's intentional as well. So let's make our growth intentional and find like-minded people. Like I feel like this connection here was intentional, but
Right.
I put it out there. I was like, I need a team around me. I need smart people with me that are really ready to jump and run. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they look like, but I'm open to whoever. And I know exactly what I've kind of sketched it out. And when it all occurs, I'll show you what I wrote because it's happening. And through just keep moving. It's not always going to be easy, or you don't know what's in front of you, but if you take a step, like I need to just whatever. So I mean, there are times where I've edited, I just went, I gotta edit for a few minutes because I hate doing it. I'd rather just talk to people.
Yeah.
But I'll start editing. I'll do maybe 20, 30 minutes, and all of a sudden things start coming, like opportunities start popping up that some of the interview stuff, and that somebody saw the podcast that I didn't know saw it or whatever. If you keep putting that energy towards
That's right.
the good, more good will come.
That's right.
That's why we got a black door in the office, man. So I got this thing called the black door concept.
Okay.
Right. So most people are afraid. Most people dream about doing a thing.
Right.
Most people won't put action steps toward it. Right. Because mostly they're afraid of what's on the other side of the door.
That's right.
So in my office, I hung this door and I painted it black. And it's got a doorknob. It looks like it goes somewhere. It looks like you could walk up, open the door, and walk straight through it. But you can't. And I remember when we first opened the office and somebody said, well, where does that door go? Not realizing that my office is directly beyond that door.
Wow.
Right? So if the door actually opened, you'd walk in my office. If you're standing in my office, you're standing in front of that door. But the thing is and I'll put that door there for people to ask that very question. Where does this door go? And the reality of it is the door can go wherever you want it to go. All you got to do is open it and walk through it.
Free game.
Right. But most people are afraid to. They dream and they just dream.
That's right.
And they just dream and then they say, I want to. And then they're constantly calculating steps that they'll never take.
Right. I've been guilty of that.
Yeah, and we all have. I just happen to be somebody who'll jump off a bridge without a parachute. But there are times where I won't, and I'm hesitant because after you get burned enough, you're like, oh, God, should I not take this step?
Right.
But the reality of it is that take the calculated step.
Right.
Go open up the black door, walk through and see the light on the other side of it.
That's right.
Right.
Even if it's dim, right? And there's a lot of opportunity. There was a lot of, we said this in the last one, there was a lot of opportunity prior to this, whatever we're going through in life. And there's even more opportunity now, right? We do not exist in a world of scarcity.
Right.
And we have to realize that. And we also exist in a space that if you can think it, it can happen.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
Everything.
It can totally happen. And so you gotta dare to do the damn thing.
That's right.
You gotta dare to take the next steps. Dare to have the right people around you.
That's
That's uber important. Right. Rich people don't make poor people rich. But here's the reality. Smart people make smart people smarter.
Yep.
Right. Rich people do help other rich people get richer.
That's true.
Right. But here's the thing. Rich people can't help poor people get rich
Right.
if they choose to.
Right.
100%.
Right? If we have people out here in the world, and I guess not getting into it, there's a difference between rich and wealthy.
Right.
Right. So let's talk about that. Wealthy can help other people get wealthy as well.
That's right.
If we quit hoarding.
Right.
Right. If we don't hoard knowledge.
Right.
If we don't hoard the wisdom. If we don't hoard the resources out there, then we create an equal and level playing field where everybody has the same opportunities and can take advantage of those opportunities. And that's what's important. And so you're right. Small business, doing business with small business, getting back to the basics. Like, because right now, there are some restaurants who are still open, right? If they're locally owned, man, that's where you should spend your dollars if you're going to spend dollars.
Right.
Right. If there's a farmer locally, here's a question. Here, I turn that air on there. Damon over there sweating. He ain't give me the finger yet.
No, it's I'm like.
So before you get on there,
let
let me say something real quick about this small business
Let's
support,
go.
and I think it's something that is it needs to be said. So I'm gonna say it because I can
do it.
Also, keep in mind, just because they're a small business and maybe you have a friendship with that person, that doesn't mean to go in the door asking for a discount.
Ain't right.
True story.
A true friend doesn't do that.
Right. Like these people have put their blood, sweat, tears, money, sacrifice, time into building these small businesses, and then you want a discount.
Yeah.
You got to relax.
Right.
You got to relax, calm down, and take the prices that they offer. It's a package. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a reason for it. It's not like they're trying to get over.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just got to remember that.
But going in the door asking for a discount, well, bro, this ain't a negotiation. Like, you don't go in Target trying to negotiate for the pack of T-shirts that's $13. You think I can get these for $8? Like, you got to relax.
Yeah.
Calm down and pay what the rate is, and let's move forward.
And remember, that's the value. That's the value of it. You know what I mean? And, people who don't respect the price or you try to negotiate, maybe they don't value themselves. And maybe that's something to be looked at.
I mean, it is something you got to look at. I mean, I believe in negotiating. So let me say that up front. I don't believe in devaluing someone's business.
Right.
Fair.
But I do believe in negotiating. And at some point in time, in the back and forth, we find that medium of, but I'll say this, it's up to the business owner to really understand their core business and know what they can afford to sell something for or not. So if you come to me and you say, Miguel, I want to buy your services and I offer it to you for $25, then it's on me to know whether I can afford, and there's enough profit on the back end of that I'm gonna be able to execute that. Now, it's also up to me to understand that if I want to do business with here's a good example. Like sometimes we have to bid on projects, and I don't like bidding on projects because a lot of times the margins, you get pushed into this low margin that it's not affordable. There's no profit, and it will hurt your cash flow. And these are things that we have to talk about in business, but these are things we should also talk about in our households. I have to know that this is not a good deal for me.
Right.
I have to know that this is something I have to step away from and say no. Now, for friends and family, I should be doing business with people you know.
Right.
Absolutely, you should be doing You should be calling your friend and saying, "Yo, you do X. How do I patronize you?" And yes, prices are different.
Right.
Costs are different for small business to large business, and there's there's 101 reasons why that is.
Right. Right.
Sometimes it's what we can purchase resources for and then resell them at. There's buying programs for different type of companies, and some people don't know that. Sometimes the overhead for the small business is a lot heavier than a large corporation because of that negotiating factor and that buying factor.
Exactly.
So, man, like I agree with you.
But I'm specifically, and I get what you're saying, you're right on it. In certain spaces there is room to negotiate. However, I'm talking about the person that maybe went to high school with you, and been cool with you for a while, just immediately feeling they're entitled to a discount because it's you.
Yeah. I agree with you. There's some entitlements. We need to put that shit to the shelf. Put it on the shelf.
Like, you got to relax. Like, bro, I'm out here, I took the jump. You know what I mean? And I took the leap of faith to build my small business, and now I'm out here giving discount. Because see, what happens is you give the discount, right?
Yeah.
And then Joe tells 5, 6, 7, 8 other people that you gave him that discount.
Yeah.
And then those 5 people come back and say, hey, I want that discount too that you gave Joe. I know you. I'm cool with you. Yeah,
you got to have integrity in how you do business and even how you buy. I agree.
Right.
I get people who come to me and I'll do some stuff for them on a humbug.
Right.
And then they run and tell them, be like, well, I hurt. Like, see, I can't do that for you again.
Right.
Or you should have kept that to yourself. That was your gift.
Exactly.
Right? I gifted you. I blessed you with something.
Right.
Don't go run and tell the world that I blessed you with something and come back. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And Tia put on there, especially among black folks and black business owners. Yeah, we have to readjust and
absolutely
and hit that F5 button on your keyboard.
Exactly.
Reset there. And it's a great opportunity for us to be able to do that.
Matter of fact, that whole concept, just Control Alt Delete that thing.
Bruh.
And we can
Y'all know about that Control Alt Delete, right? On the
just like
stop all processes.
Right.
Let's do this over. Let's do it again.
We got to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
And so support these businesses. There's many of them out there. Many of them are family owned.
Yeah.
And so you think about that right now. Those families are affected heavily. And so let's support these businesses. Let's stay on top of them. Let's let them know that we care not only about them and their families, but we care about the business and the value that they bring to the community. And so let's continue to support them and if we can, increase.
Yes.
Yes.
And
so
I mean, we can. Here's the thing. We in a small economy, small business in this world, we really do control the economy, right? I know we're going to need some support, and we're happy that the federal government is going to step in and do some things. I'm happy that the SBA just announced that they're going to do some things for those of us who have mortgages and leases for our businesses. because we're going to need that support at a large scale, definitely, because that last bailout did nothing for small business, right? It did nothing for the local entrepreneur. It was all big. But
Right.
in this phase, we're looking, it's good to say that, the government is looking at it in totality as a whole, and I hope that continues. But we as people can definitely control and change some things as well.
100%.
And doing business local, doing business with small business, and I'll even stretch this. Like, there are small businesses across the country, and if you're friends, this is a good time to do that connection.
Right.
Who's in Atlanta, who's in Ohio, who's in Colorado that's a small business, and they have a service or a product that they can offer, right? Then maybe there's somebody locally who manufactures toilet paper,
Right.
so we can quit running to the grocery store because somebody hoarded it all.
Right.
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 Let's share
Or at least
that.
get in on
Let's
it.
let that breathe. Let's share that and let that build, man.
Right.
And this is a time we got to protect ourselves because there's some vultures out there.
Right.
They out there looking to make sure that a small business doesn't survive this, so that they can acquire their assets.
Right.
They can acquire their resources. There's some hustlers out there looking to hustle people and to
Right.
take advantage. And I think as a group of people, as people who know each other, when we see what we're doing and we can make that connection, then we're gonna thrive, and that's gonna help us avoid the bullshitters out there in the world.
Right,
Real talk.
And,
So
and all of this stuff that's being built and provided in Jeffersonville, New Albany, there's growth everywhere happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's an opportunity for people to really go after what they really want to do
Exactly.
versus
They've settled for.
what they've settled for, or the typical 9 to 5. Your dream is calling you.
Yeah.
Will you answer?
yeah, let's
That's-
go. Don't be afraid of it. No place for fear. Cautious, but no place for fear.
100%.
We gotta, make them steps, build them dreams. So while you sitting at home thinking about, I should have did, and you've been playing in your little dream book and your little storyboard, but haven't done it yet. This is the prime opportunity for you to step in and get it done. Right? There's always, so we talk about barrier to entry sometimes when we talk about business, and a lot of times people don't realize when things are like this is the perfect time to get in business.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people are going to, and it sucks, but a lot of people are going to be going out of business, big, small, otherwise.
Right.
So while people are going out, there may be an opportunity for you to get in, right? And so those of us who are out there who are small entrepreneurs and small businesses, here's another thing for you to think about in this pivot. Yesterday, you couldn't get in a door because the door was crowded. It was too many people in that place. It was saturated.
Right.
Today, it's not.
Right.
Right.
And here might be opportunity for you to step back in and say, I couldn't do it yesterday, but I can today because the players who were there are no longer there. And I'll talk to the players, our mayors, our city council people, our state senators, our congressional folks. Here's an opportunity for y'all
Right.
to look at it and say, you know what, we're going to stop hoarding the opportunities. And there is a small business who, if we hold their hand and give them a hand up and show them the process, we can start building new businesses, right? Innovation comes from this.
Right.
This is Miguel, and this is Common Conversations with the Oddfellas. If you like the podcast, if you like what you're seeing on Facebook, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share and or like. And if you're really digging it and you want me to keep throwing money into the money jar, that tip jar, go ahead and hit the donate button. You know what? It costs to make this thing happen, and we ain't asked you to pay to listen. But I am now. Let's go.